Hi everyone. Today I wanted to talk about love as we are approaching Valentine's Day. I know there is a lot of excitement in the air, as well as reactions and protest and reactivity. And I myself have lived for many years with a kind of inner protest against these holidays because they perpetuate the misconception of where love comes from, a romantic notion that we were all raised with, that love is delivered by a specific person on outside of ourselves. And my whole journey of embodiment, my journey from a good girl, from a perfect chameleon in order to get love from outside, has brought me to reconnecting to my body. And as I stepped into that experience of embodying my body, actually inhabiting my body, I realized that love is not something that we can get from outside, nor is it something that can be taken away from us. So love is actually an experience, an inner experience. It's something that's happening in our body as a result of interaction with a person or several people, or a particular experience where the energy within us is moving and is rising, and it's actually a completely internal process. So much of our suffering in our relationship, so much of our suffering in our relationship with life itself comes from misunderstanding of this process. We don't realize to what extent our search for love and outside of ourselves comes from arrested emotional development, and the dissociation from our bodies that happened as we experience developmental traumas or actual traumas as we're growing up. So in my own journey, I realized that love is mine, it dwells within me, and getting it or experiencing it is fully in my control. What happens within our body when we are experiencing love is that our heart in that moment is open. And when our heart is open, it's not so much open to other people, although that's a byproduct of that experience. It's first of all opening to ourselves. And when it's opening to ourselves, we are nourished by our own love supply. And then, of course, when we're able to connect to that love supply within, it spills over on everyone else in our lives. And that's a really, really important thing to understand. So then, when we are in pain and we feel, in pain from a breakup, or we feel that somebody withdrew their love from us, that's also a misconception. That's just us responding to a particular story that we've created around the event by shutting off our own love supply, by shutting our own heart. So once again, we think that we are withdrawing love from other people who we deem not worthy of our love, but in fact, the person who suffers the most is ourselves. So a huge part of my work is around disseminating this information, disseminating this understanding that I had the privilege and great joy to capture, that love is an internal experience, that love is something that is fully controlled by ourselves, that it's nothing that can be taken away or given to us by anyone on outside of ourselves. It's fully inner experience, and the point of understanding where it comes from is really to ask ourselves, at what moments in my life do I feel flooded by love, and then understand what brought us there, and at what moments in my life do I feel depleted of love, and then understand what leads to that experience. So as we're approaching Valentine's Day, and there is so much misconception about what it means to feel loved, and the importance that we place on being alone or being not alone or being with other people, and all of it is irrelevant, because our relationship with ourselves is the most important relationship we can ever cultivate. And it's that relationship that is actually at the source of our ability to tap into our love. And from my work, I see that our relationship with ourselves is so broken, and it's so full of suffering because we are incredibly mean to ourselves. We are really ashamed of ourselves, and we don't prioritize ourselves, and we withdraw love from ourselves on a daily basis. So the biggest contribution to the world that I see, my work today, is to help people connect to the inner source of love, so that you can become the carrier of love for yourself and for everyone else who is in your life. Because love is an internal experience, and we give to others what we contain within. So if it's love that we contain within, that's what we'll be sharing. If it's lack of love that we contain within, that's what we'll be sharing with others as well. And I wanted also to announce that I have created a book, a journal actually, 52 unconventional love quotes. It's 52 unconventional love quotes that are my own quotes from the articles that I've created, from my own journals. And I created it as a journal so that there's empty pages, so you could, while being anchored by my quotes, perhaps you can go within and journal and connect to that subconscious treasure of information within your body, where you can connect to your own source of love and your own understanding of love. I will be posting a link to it below, and I will be also posting a link to it in my newsletter and here in Stories Tomorrow and on Facebook as well. So let me know whether you would like to get one and don't know how. And I really wish you to cultivate relationship with yourself. It's the most important and the most precious relationships we have. And our relationship with ourselves, the healthier, the more abundant it is what then enriches all the other relationships that we have in this life. All right, everyone. I will see you next week.